You
got music going
I got music going in my head. Yeah.
Welcome, everyone. We've been dancing here. We're getting ready to go. We are on the Renegade Society radio show this afternoon. I am so excited because we have one of the rising stars in media in the board game industry with us today. We have Our Family Plays Games. How are you guys doing?
How you doing? How you doing? We rising stars, Starla. We rising stars.
We've got
rising.
You are. I have no other better way to explain it. So we have Starla and Mik from Our Family Plays Games. And we have a whole bunch of important questions for you. I'm going to put you under the spotlight. But before we get to that, I have a few important things for our guests and for everybody listening in. If you have fun questions and you would like them to be answered by either myself, Mik, or Starla, please post those in the chat. And Desiree, who's behind the scenes today for us, is going to let us know about those after about half an hour. So make sure you post those and we'll get to those questions. Also, a few little notes for today. We did reveal some details about Vampire the Masquerade Rivals expandable card game this week. And we have a link where you can go and make sure that you're reminded when we launch our Kickstarter for that. So make sure you go to the link that Desiree is going to post in the chat there. Also, our jigsaw puzzles are now available to order. They're a great thing to do with your family, which I'm sure you two can both appreciate. And so those are for sale as pre-order on our website. And also, it is Free RPG Day coming up next weekend. So if you love RPGs and you have a local store, we have sent in some really cool new things for any of those stores to give away. Things from Junior Braves, a nice little adventure starter guide for that. Overlight, there's a new adventure you can play for that system, and also a quick start guide for Kids on Brooms, which is releasing next week. So if you're excited about any of those, please go check out your friendly local game store, and the website for RPG Day will tell you where to find that. Also, about halfway through, we're going to be posting a link, so anybody listening can have a chance to win a bundle of both Fuse and Arboretum, two fantastic family-style games that we sell. So if people want a chance to win those for free, then you'll have to wait for the code word and then fill out the form when we post the link. That's it for our exciting intro notes. Now we get to the fun stuff. So I want to know both of you. I know that was a lot to get through really quick there. We're really excited because you guys just sort of sprung onto the scene recently, and you have been making some really incredible videos just to get new people into this hobby. And I feel like there's so much media out there for board games because a lot of people love board games and do it as a hobby and think that it's great to do something a little bit more with that. And so they turn into media reviewers, which makes sense. It's a nice progression. But you guys out as being a group that shows brand new people what's fun about this hobby and gets them excited about this. So you were recently on Good Morning America.
Yes.
Exciting. And you also have had articles NBC yesterday, I believe. You were in there. That was pretty fantastic. So anybody watching, please go check out those videos and those articles. They're fantastic. But I want to get to know you two. So how did you get into hobby board gaming?
Well,
go ahead.
Well, I mean, we've always played games.
Yes.
So the games we played as children, you know, the Monopoly and the Sorry and Life and Scrabble. When we had our son, we were looking for games to play because we like getting together at the table as a family, and we found the same games. And so we were like, there's got to be something else. I mean, we're playing a game that you and I played when we were his age. So there's got to be more than just Monopoly and Scrabble and Sorry. And, you know, so Mik decided to go and start looking on the internet. And he came up with
Forbidden Island.
Okay.
Forbidden Island and Catan. And I said, which one am I going to get? I said, well, Forbidden Island's kind of low in price, so I won't get hurt. So I said, let me go with that because Catan's a little bit more. So I brought it home for Forbidden Island, and I said, Starla, I got a new game. We don't have to do Parcheesi or none of them other games no more. I got a cool game, no dice rolling, none of that. She said, well, what is it? I said, it's Forbidden Island. We help each other try to get off an island. She said, help each other. I said, yes, help each other.
That's
she said, help each other. You mean we helping each other get off an island? I said, yes. She said, I don't help nobody. I'm like, what?
That's not.
Yes, it is. That's when I found out you don't like co-op.
That's not how it went.
He
tells the story
what happened
wrong.
to Forbidden Island? Forbidden Island gone.
He tells the story wrong every time.
Forbidden Island gone.
When we started playing the game, he didn't just say how it went. We tried to play the game. And see, co-op with my family means that somebody's going to have to tell somebody what to do, and you don't get a chance to have a lot of input. So it's best for us to play our own game. So Forbidden Island didn't work. It didn't work.
And no co-op works. Now, I want to say, let me just say for the record, because people say, oh, the Fitches don't like co-op. No. It's her. Starla don't like co-op. Mik likes co-op. I will play with you. It's her. She's the problem.
Well, well, thank you.
Oh, no. You still love me? You still love me?
No, it's not. Well, we've done some co-op. I don't really care for co-op. I really just like, when I sit down to play a game, I'm in it for me to either relax or whatever. And when you're doing co-op, to me, it brings more stress on me to try to figure out what people want to do and stuff, when I just don't get it. She
don't want to be a teammate. She don't want to be a team. She want to hurt you. That's what she want to do. She want to take you out.
You're a mom. You have to help everybody all the time. When you're taking a time off, you want to relax. You're in it for you.
You get me. I'm always helping, and it's always a team, and it's always compromise. I have to compromise for my son or for him because he wants to always bring home games, and so I just like, you know what? I just want to do something for me. And when I play games, I'm in to have fun and enjoy. With the family, I mean, I love doing it with our family because we do have fun.
I told you that game genie. It's that game genie. That game genie is dangerous.
Yeah, but
it's the game genie.
So
I can't stop him.
So
I can't stop him.
We digress, but that's how we got into the hobby. And then from Forbidden Island, he brought home Catan. And Catan was like mind blown.
I can beat you all. I love it. That's what she said.
That is not what I said, but with Catan, you're able to forge your own path. You figure out the way you want to go. You make your own decisions, and you live or die by your own decisions. And that's really how I kind of live my life.
And you try to trade with folk, but folk don't want to trade with you right. They don't want to trade with you right.
No, that's not me. That's our son.
That's Grant.
Our son does not like to trade. I mean,
Lord.
He takes all your stuff. If you want a wheat and he wants something else, then he wants 1 for 3. So
he want 1 for 7. That's what he wants. 1 for 7.
Yeah. So
and negotiates with you.
Yeah, but the Catan was the mind blower for us. And after that, it was just like when my husband figured out board games are what we liked as a family, and we found these new ones, he just went off the rails and just started buying. And that's why we have what you see here, this wall of games. So yeah, that's how it happened.
Well, that sounds
It's the game genie. Game genie. I can't stop him.
Showed up at your house and started delivering games. That was sure nice of the game genie. I like it.
Can't stop him.
Unfortunately, the game genie also takes money out of our bank account when they show up. So I don't know what kind of genie that is.
He's bad.
But the genie takes money out of our accounts when they show up.
He's evil genie.
I think it's really interesting that you talk about cooperative games this way, because it is a thing that you do together. Whether you're competing against each other or helping each other out and cooperating, this is an activity that you need other people to play with you for it to be enjoyable.
Yes.
So what would you recommend for families who are just starting out on this path to find games that work for your group? Because it is really specific. You have hundreds of games behind you because those are hundreds of different types of experiences, and making sure that you find something that you can get buy-in from your son for, and that you're both enjoying, that give you that chance to relax. That can be a challenge. So how do you approach that for your group?
Well, I mean, like we said in our last video before last, Beyond Monopoly, we said that you have to sit down with your family and talk about it, because it could be a family, that wants to do just co-op. They just want to team together to fight the game. In our household, that's not a requirement. The requirements are, it has to be competitive, can't be too much war, or that's a solo for me. It has to be economic. She loves economic games. And, it has to be cute, it gotta be cute. She wants always cute, but that's the requirements for us. Now, another family, they could have totally different things. You just have to sit down with them, because we're talking, some of these folk are coming from Monopoly, and Sorry and Life and stuff.
And those are the only games they know
Yeah.
to this day. So we're introducing this hobby to people who have never heard of these games.
Yeah.
Never.
So they have like 10 years to explore, maybe 15 years to explore all these games.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you have to sit down with your family, talk about it. Like, okay, here, I found this, you know, go on BGG or whatever and say, hey, I found this one game here. This is what you do. Ooh, really? What else you do? This is what, you know, you just kind of lay them out and say, these are the games that, you know, I want to play. What do you want to do?
We didn't come up with this, you know, just automatically. It took Mik buying a bunch of stuff and bringing it home. And I'm saying, I don't like this, or Grant doesn't like this.
Yes.
And then he would get all offended because we didn't like his
choices. Because I like them.
Yeah. So what would happen is, you know, he'd get mad and he'd have to go, you know, try to sell them off or whatever.
But then some are staying in my collection, like Panamax. Panamax is staying.
But then we started talking about it and we said, you know, this is what I like. And he said, okay, you like this. And then we know that Grant likes games with dice or with monsters or whatever. So we knew what to pick. And so in our collection, there's a variety. You know, there are things that I love. Yeah. There are things that he loves all the games.
I love them all. These are my babies.
But Grant and I have certain oones that we play. I only play maybe 80 to 85% of what's in our collection. The other is just his alone. Yes. And then Grant probably plays 20%. He only plays about 20% what's in the collection.
Well, you know, the other day he said that he wants to do co-op.
Oh,
he told me that.
So
kind of almost made me cry a little bit.
He's growing up. He's changing. So.
Yeah, he's making that turn. He's making that turn.
Family, that's the way to go.
He's making that turn. Yeah.
Talk to your family.
Yeah. Awesome. I do think that it's interesting that you mentioned there are some games in your collection that you're not necessarily playing all the time, but you still keep them there and you want to make sure they don't ever go away because you have an emotional connection to them. And I think that's really representative of how much fun you guys as a family have had and the experiences that you've had together with these games, which is really cool. And you could have spent that money going out to a restaurant or going on a vacation, and that would have been another type of experience. But it's nice that you have something in your house to remind you of that thing forever now. So that's pretty awesome. So you guys obviously enjoyed playing games together, creating these experiences, having the Game Genie show up at your house unannounced.
Yes. Yes. All the time. All the time.
But what led you to the decision to start making content for other people? Because that's taking it one step further, expanding your boundaries. And it takes a lot of different technical skills to do that, start a YouTube channel. So what was the thing that pushed you over the edge to make you decide to do that?
Well, you know, in 2018, we started Our Family Plays Games, and we were just on the internet, you know, I think just doing social media, just doing like Facebook and Instagram. Because the one thing we were figuring out in the hobby, because we've been in it like almost 7+ years, every time we go to a con, store event, or somewhere else, just walking into a store,
meetup,
we the only ones. I mean, and then when we get in there, people looking.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and then you get the questions, you know, like, hey, so what do you do to buy these games? I'm like, what? You know, you get those questions and like, oh, do you know, what kind of, games these are? Well, I'm not stupid. I know what the games are. But, you get those type of things that kind of make you uncomfortable in the hobby. So we want to see a change. And we kept talking about it, because when you see us on the couch in Beyond Monopoly, that's us. We talk about a whole lot of things on that couch. So we said, well, what can we do if we want to see a change in this hobby? And we said, well, shoot, we want to see, some people of color, doing some games. We want to see a family of color specifically doing some games. So why not just be us?
Well, when we started the social media portion of it, we were just putting out pictures. So if we went to a con or a meetup, or if we were participating in a con, we wanted people to see that people that look like them play these games. And so to take it one step further, this year, we decided to do YouTube. And I told Mik about a year ago, we should do something on YouTube, because people would be able to see us and hear us and really get to know us and understand the hobby more through what we've gone through. And so we waited till now, to January of this year, to do the YouTube channel. And people are really, coming out, because we knew there were other people of color in the hobby.
Yes.
We just didn't see them. Yeah. But now we get a chance to talk to them. They comment, they let us know, the experiences that they're having in the hobby. And it's been a remarkable ride for us. It really has.
And representation obviously matters.
Yeah,
Yes, it does.
That's no surprise. And I know at Renegade, we try really hard to make sure that the characters in our games are diverse, that we get lots of different art looks and the characters that we choose to represent. But I do think it's really important just to see actual real people that represent something you're already familiar with when you're taking a step into the unknown. And board games are such a hobby. It's a new language. It's a lot to learn and a lot to get ready for when you sit down at the table with this scary rule book and all these components. And the more familiar you can make that, the better. So what do you think is the biggest barrier between people of color, people that haven't even experienced games like this before, like people of different cultures, when they're getting into the board game in the first place? Like, what do you think keeps them from taking that step?
Well, I think mostly it's awareness, because almost everybody we've ever talked to have played some kind of game. Every culture itself, that's a barrier. People love to play, they love the interaction, but it's awareness. People do not know that there's something other than Monopoly on the market. They don't know that there are games other than Connect 4 and Jenga and Uno. And so once you do the awareness part, and you take that into consideration, then you can grow the hobby and get more people interested. Because I don't think the rules or anything scares people away. Now, it can be daunting to get a rule book with 9 pages or 10 pages of rules. But once somebody says, I really want to learn something new, I'm tired of playing these older games, they will take the initiative, which is what we've done. To learn the rules. So it's just awareness. That's what we found out. Every time people's like, I just didn't know. And now that they know, they buy.
Yeah. Now, on that point of the rules, I read the rules. She don't read no rules. She don't read no rules. She don't know nothing about no rules. I read all the rules.
I don't like
I think every family or every game group kind of has different roles that they play. And you'll have sometimes one person who does the research to go out and figure out what games they want to buy and what fun for their group, and then other people who maybe actually read the rule books or set up games, or maybe somebody who bakes the treats to make it an exciting event while you're playing.
No treats. You need to do some treats.
Oh, somebody needs
to do some treats.
Don't worry, I don't do that either.
What? You get a meal.
She said treats. I don't get no treats.
You get dinner.
What?
That's
true.
Dinner.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
that's your treat.
I do. Yes, ma'am. I do get a meal. Yes, I do.
You do. You get a meal.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
but it is hard if you have a group that doesn't have anyone who wants to read a rule book, because that is a really, really important part of this. So that can be a big challenge. But I think that even YouTube videos like yours, where you give that brief overview, does make it easier to jump into a rule book, because you can see the components moving around and you know that it's not that scary, it's not that complicated. And then when you read the rule book, there's some context there. So media in our industry, I think, serve an incredibly valuable purpose.
Yes, it does.
Very much
so. Yes, it does.
That probably lowers that barrier to entry by quite a bit.
Yes.
Yay! I'm so glad you did that. So we've talked a little bit about getting different groups into gaming and how important that is. But we haven't talked a lot about your son, who actually is on the back end of your amazing YouTube channel doing all this. So, of course, you two have figured out between you what your relationship is and what games that you like. So how do you get your son also excited about that and find games that will work for him as well? Because video games are really exciting, I'm just going to say.
And that's what he does.
Yeah, he's a video game person. And, you know, we actually did a segment on video games and board games just for him, because he says that I video game bash. And I don't video game bash, but I have explained several times that I love to see how his mind works when he's sitting at the table, playing games, touching the pieces, you know, making decisions. I don't see that when he plays video games. So I like seeing that. And it helps me understand, you know, just how he thinks. And for a parent, it makes you very proud, especially when he beats you. I love for him to win. So I can say, wow, you know, he's really...
Because she cuts no corners. She cuts no corners with the boy. Even when he was a little kid playing Connect 4, you didn't give him no chance.
No, I never let him win.
Poor boy didn't have a chance. I said, give him a chance. See, Connect 4.
No, when he was little, you know, my husband said, well, just let him win. Let him win. I said, no, if I let him win, he'll never learn how to win. So I would beat him every time, and he would get so upset.
Crying.
So after a little while, a few months into it, he actually beat me for the first time, and I was crying. Because I was in tears. I was so proud that I was like, he beat me. He actually did it on his own. And so now he knows how to win. So when we play games, we find games we like. Some things he'll come look at it. He'll say, "Oh no, I don't want to play that." Games that we'll play, we're like, "Oh, it's so much fun! You got to try it." And he'll sit down and he'll try it, just like we did with Quacks.
Quacks of Quickenberg.
We got Quacks of Quickenberg, and he was like, "Oh, I don't know if I want to try that." But then after we played it a while, we said, "Hey, no, you got to come try it," and he loved it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He's a hard one to figure out.
It's hard to gauge.
When he was smaller, it was easier. When we first started out, he was probably about 8 or 9 when we started these games, and we started other games when he was smaller. But when we started the modern games, he was probably about 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And oh my God, it was so easy. It's just like, "Oh, come play with us." And he played, and we teach him because he's been playing Catan since he was like 9 years old.
Yeah, he's been playing Catan for a long time. So. He beat us at Terra Mystica. Terra Mystica, y'all, he beat us.
Yeah. So
with those dang witches.
Yeah. So it's hard to, but we know as a boy he likes. His favorite is King of Tokyo.
Yes.
And then another one, he loves Clank.
Yes, he does. He loves Clank.
Yes, he does.
Clank. Name dropping. Name dropping.
No, but it's the dragon.
Name dropping, huh?
He likes the dragon.
No. He likes that
Mr.
crazy
Whiskers.
cat. What y'all bring that crazy cat in here for?
He loves
Mr. Whiskers.
Oh my God.
That cat is a gangster. Don't bring him here. Just chilling. Now wait a minute.
Did you know you can play as Mr. Whiskers in the upcoming expansion?
Oh God, he loves Mr. Whiskers.
And he got the big, the little, what's that little standee?
Standee.
It's in his room. We don't have it with the game. It's in his room.
Mr. Whiskers.
Nice.
Yeah, it's in his room.
That's fantastic.
And he always used Mr. Whiskers in bad things. He wants Mr. Whiskers to kill everybody. That ain't cool.
He likes Mr. Whiskers.
Well, it sounds like you've done a good job of giving him the skills he needs and the language of games so that he can jump in and play with the ones that you want to play with. But how did you convince him to do the editing and all of the technical YouTube side of this?
Convinced.
No, that was easy because
did you say convinced?
Yeah, he's a computer whiz. He's
convinced.
No, he's a computer whiz. He's always been in computer programs in school. So he was actually in engineering programs in school. He's always gone to magnet schools where he was in computer science, engineering. So schools where he was in computer science, engineering. So we decided to do the YouTube channel, and we were like, well, how are we going to edit this?
Yeah.
And so Grant's like, I can do it. I do videos. And so we're looking at each other.
The boy got 2 YouTube channels. We said, where?
We're like, what do you mean you do videos?
2 YouTube channels.
And he's like, yeah, I can do videos. And we were just so surprised. We did the taping. He helps count us in, and he watches the cameras. And he started putting it together. And it's like, oh my God.
We didn't know.
Can do videos. So that's how we got it. It was just, he already knew.
Now we'll probably lose him in 2 years because he's going to college in 2 years. So we'll probably be out of business in 2 years.
Oh, 2 years no. That's tragic.
Got us for 2 years, just 2 years. Then he going to college.
All the videos you can possibly make in 2 years.
The good thing is we have the internet and Dropbox.
That's
so we can internet and Dropbox. He can edit it at school, and then there we go.
That's right.
That's perfect. Well, luckily there's a lot more technology to do things across very large distances now.
That's right.
To this upside down world that we're living in. So
that's right.
Hopefully that'll help you stay in touch. So have you actually played any games digitally or online with your family or anything like that since the lockdown?
Now I play on Board Game Arena, and I played a lot of people on Board Game Arena. She doesn't want to do it because she wants to feel the pieces.
Well, the only thing I play online is poker and spades and word games.
Yes.
I don't play the board games. When it comes to board games, I actually want to sit at the table and touch them. So he does everything. He does
beat you.
online.
She wants to really see your face and get you. She wants to see you. Because when she at that table, she go to work. Starla goes to work.
Sounds like she checks out and stops working to me.
Oh no, she goes to work.
Usually working hard to rein everybody in and cooperate with you, and then she gets to let loose.
She goes to work.
Oh no. Well, yeah, that's nice that you do get to play some online games. I'm glad that we have those options. That has been really interesting. I think a lot of us have tried them out and had good and bad experiences with some, depending on what it is.
Yeah.
But it's nice that we have that as an option. But when we are all in lockdown.
Do we lose it?
Uh-oh.
Sarah, I think we lost you. Did you go away? Uh-oh. We might have lost her.
You can see. Oh, there we go. We're moving.
We're good. We're moving.
We have you two.
Wait, why, Sarah?
Please hold, everyone.
Oh no.
Okay.
Let's see. I don't know if she can see us. Oh no. Well, as she was saying, she was, talking to, or she is talking to us from Montana. So.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
Oh, yep, we lost her. Okay.
Are we still on? Or
We still are on. So let me just switch over here real quickly. Please hold, everyone. And we're back.
Right.
Yay! Sorry about that crazy windstorm happening here in Montana, but that's okay. Oh, fun. So, did you guys talk about anything exciting while I was gone?
no.
We were worried about you.
Oh,
What happened to Sarah?
Oh no! Well, we are about halfway through our show, so since our poor listeners had to wait a little bit, we'll give you a little present. So we will post the link to our form, and if you would like to use the code word family fun, and that will enter you into our prize to give away a copy of Fuse and Arboretum, one cooperative game, and one super feisty game about trees. So one for each of you. So yeah, please enter. That would be exciting. And also, I do have more questions for you as soon as I get through a few more. I have a huge list of questions for you guys, actually. But I'll get through a few more of these, and then we'll take some audience questions.
Okay.
So anyone in the audience, if you're thinking of fun things to ask them, please post those right away, and we'll get to them soon. So let's see, where were we? We were talking about your son and how he's been helping you out with your YouTube channel and how you do get him to play games with you, but it's getting harder as he's getting older. How old is he now?
He's 15.
Yeah, 15.
15.
That makes sense. That's a tricky age. It's pretty impressive that he does anything with you.
Yeah.
So I guess that is something you're going to have to deal with soon, though. Like, he's going to go away and you'll have to do game nights just all on your own. And especially a lot of people right now in quarantine are probably doing, and maybe you guys are too, games with just couples. So do you have any great recommendations for date night games?
Date night games.
Date night games.
Well, you know, well, for Valentine's Day, we did Patchwork.
Patchwork.
Because we think that's a nice, sweet game for couples.
Yeah,
you know, it's not very combative.
No.
It's really sweet. You're just making a quilt.
Yeah.
You know,
Japur
is a nice game for couples for date night.
Yes, it's nice.
Now
the games that you want to break up with somebody on, that's Lost Cities.
Or if you
Lost
want
Cities.
Just a little fight, you want to do 5 tribes head to head. That's one of our favorites.
And then the other one, 7 Wonders Duel.
Oh, 7 Wonders. So those may not be date night per se. They could be argument night because you're going to have a fight with those. But it's fun. We love it.
Nice. Yeah, I think that's a really helpful theme for couples right now, because so many of us are used to having a pretty big game group, and now suddenly we're having to deal with just one other person that we have to play games with. And I think it's a big challenge to find games that you're both really excited about. 2-player games are a little bit harder to find anyway. It really limits your choices. So those are all really good recommendations. I would play any of those. That's pretty awesome.
Now it's one more that you love. It's Agricola's little brother.
Oh yeah.
Oh, she loves that game.
That's a good 2-player game because the little animeeples are so cute.
Is that one still in print? I have a copy of it.
I think it's the big box now. You can get the big box.
Oh, I don't know. I hope so.
You can get the big box.
Oh.
Yeah, you can get the big box.
Yeah, that's one of my treasured possessions. I love that game.
And
Tarji, were tiny little animals.
The little animals are so cute.
But Tarji
I like
too.
Tarji
Yeah,
too.
Tarji's cool.
Tarji's good too.
Tarji's good.
Yeah. Have you played Explorers of the North Sea? Like, almost everybody's played Raiders of the North Sea, but have you played Explorers?
No, haven't played that.
So, Starla, you have to play this game because you get to go to different islands with your boat, and you pick up animals that are all different little animal-shaped meeples, and you put them into your boat, and then you drive your boat back to the mainland, and it's really exciting. It's so cute. I would definitely recommend that one to people who are just starting out games too. Like, it's interesting because there was Shipwrights of the North Sea, which is super feisty and a little bit mean, and then Raiders of the North Sea, which worker placement, like, you're really not interacting in a super negative way. And then Explorers of the North Sea was actually the 3rd one in the series, but it's the best for introducing people to games from scratch. So anyway, if you haven't played it, I really like that game.
Thank you.
It's in the same family as Kingdoms, West Kingdom. West, yeah, because we have.
It's much. It's much lighter. Like, if you've played Architects of the West Kingdom and
we have that.
West
we
Kingdom,
have that one. Yeah, we really like that one. Yeah,
those are both great. Architects is a little bit feistier, and Paladins is a little bit more like you're playing a solo game with a table of other people also playing the same solo game. Not a lot of fighting, which I really enjoy. That's my kind of game. So my next question for you is, again, on the side of playing family games, you have a ton of games behind you. I know that the Game Fairy is very, very kind, but on a budget, because that's something that could be a concern for a lot of families just getting into this hobby, or realistically any other hobby, but this one specifically.
Why is she bringing that up?
Yeah, I would like to know how do you game on a budget? I want to know that. That's a good question. Mik? How do you game on a budget?
Sara, I would like the call a friend action, please. Do you have the call a friend? There's a game show, right? There's a game show. Call a friend, please.
So I'll pretend that you're calling my husband. So this is what my husband would tell you. So my husband's actually an economics major, and he studied economics because he really likes the science of decision making and all of the social science and psychology that goes behind that. And one thing that's interesting when we look at the way that people buy games is that if you treat it like a hobby and you just have a monthly budget that you have towards gaming, as long as you're sticking to that budget and it fits within your goals as a family, then you don't have to care about whether that game ever comes off your shelf again. You could have gone to a movie and spent the same amount of money that you spent on a board game, but you have that board game that you could play again. So as far as budget entertainment options, when you look at it in a wider sense, as long as you have that monthly setup amount that you're spending, you don't go over that, it's really no different than other hobbies that people do.
Okay,
except
that's
that you
what
have
I
something
do.
you could sell afterwards.
That's what I do right there. That's what I do. She said it right there. Phone a friend right there.
Well, what happened was when we first got together as a couple, Mik was into golf.
Yeah.
So, and we also started Grant out in golf.
Yeah.
So, you know the expense of golf with clubs and shoes and all that. So Mik would play golf and I would read. I still like to read. So what happened with the board game, and when Grant got old enough to play and we started doing board games with him, it was like, okay, we're going to buy games or you're going to play golf. We can't do all of it.
Killed the golf.
So he killed the golf. So now the golf budget, which includes shoes, clothes, clubs, all of that stuff is really into the board gaming. Now, I do believe that the board gaming has overtaken how much he was actually spending on golf, because golf was maybe once or twice a month.
Woo, it's getting hot in here.
But board games, he always claims to get them on sale, or he gets them through a Kickstarter. But again, the board game fair, what is it? A board game fairy? What is it? What comes?
It's the board game fairy. He's evil.
The board game fairy is taking money out of my bank account for some reason when the games are delivered.
And he just does it just automatically. Just woo.
So I just lost count. I mean, when we went from one shelf to two shelves to three, you just lose count. But what we can say, to answer the question, is there are a lot of games out there that are inexpensive. We've been recommending for people who don't want to spend a lot right away, and do the small box.
Yes.
Because that's cheaper. And if you really like the small box, then you may want to invest in one of the bigger boxes. So we also recommend a lot of small box games. Try
like
those
lanterns.
first.
Like lanterns.
Lanterns or, Lost Cities. Those are going to be inexpensive. And if you really like it, then get into it. Don't just jump in at $60 like he did.
Oh, God.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I got them on sale. I bargain hunt.
You'll save a lot of arguments. You'll save a lot of frustration at home if you just do it. Again, we're trying to impart wisdom.
They were on sale. I got coupons.
We're trying to impart wisdom to newcomers so that they don't make the mistakes we've made and don't have the experiences we've had. We want it to be better for them.
Yes.
Definitely. I think that's really good advice. I think there are a lot of really relatively cheap games out there. And with your example, before you were just playing golf and that was all of this hobby money to one person in your family. Now you're spending a little bit more, but you're giving benefit to all three of you instead of just one. And you're doing something as a family together that's good for your brains and keeps you together socially. So this seems like worth a little bit of extra as long as you can keep it under control. And I think that's relatively easy to do.
And that's the best thing, it's all about family. When I get these games, I think about family, and that's the one thing our channel's about. We're promoting the hobby and how much we love this thing called board gaming. We love it.
And what it does for your family.
We love it.
And we do like to see families play. When we were in Houston, we did a couple of cons with the church, and it was really nice to see, mother, father, their kids all come to play together. And that's one of the motivators that said, hey, we want to see more families do this. Because when we go to cons, you mostly see singles or you see a lot of men or whatever. We don't see a lot of families. And if we do, it's little small children who really can't participate in the hobby. We want to see those kids who are 8, 9, 10, 13, 14 coming out, learning to play. It really is a nice thing.
And we want to see all families. We don't care what kind of family you are. We want to see you all. Because we want to celebrate you all.
Exactly.
Because diversity and inclusion is not something we just throw out. We mean it.
Yes, we do.
We mean it.
Well, and I think that's really important because you said that before you really want everybody playing games. You've got Our Family Plays Games as your logo. And that is something that spans all cultures. You mentioned that all cultures play games. All cultures do care about family to some extent.
Yes, they do.
And doing those two things together just strengthens your family bonds. It gives you something that you can do that uses your brains and it gets you all together. And then you're also playing games, which we all just naturally like.
Having fun, laughing.
Having fun, having a good time. Getting all these pressures of the crazy world away from you and just having a good time.
Stress relief.
Stress relief. Sometimes stress relief. Sometimes. Because you got to go to work. You gotta go to work.
Another important question. How many times have you played Pandemic since March?
Now,
no Pandemic?
That's a co-op game. Co-op game. We don't even have a game in our collection.
No.
Oh, no.
Game's not even a collection.
Oh, my. All right. Do you have any tips for people sharing games with people close but who might be outside of your family household? So just reaching out like one step outside of your regular little tiny family to get people in, something that would be easy to, like inviting them to a dinner party, or some little tip you could give people who want to pull in someone close to them.
Ooh, point salad.
Nice. I like
point
that
salad.
one.
Yeah,
point salad. That'll grab some folk.
That's a good one.
That'll grab some folk. Hey, what do you think?
Well, yeah, I like.
Ooh, roll for it.
Yeah, we've gotten addicted to that one. So
Ooh, yeah. Yes, them dice. And sometimes them dice are not nice. Sometimes those dice not nice.
Have you ever played the game Fill or Bust?
No, we haven't played that one.
This is an old game. So this is something when my family would get together with all of our extended family when I was a kid, we would play this game, and it's a push your luck game with dice where you roll, I think it's like 7 dice, and any ones count as 1,000 points, 5s count as 500 points, but you can, and straights and 3 of a kinds also count for the number on the dice plus 100 or times 100. So you flip over a card and it says something like fill 500, and you'll get 500 extra bonus points if all of the dice are worth points by the end of your rolling. You can roll as many times as you want, but as soon as you roll and don't get any points on that roll, you bust and you lose all your points. So it's a push your luck game where you're just rolling dice and flipping over cards and doing silly things. But I've been playing that game with my extended family since I was so young I can't even remember. And it's one of those things that's like, it's just really fun to roll dice. I don't know what it is, but that tactile experience of throwing them on the table and the noise that it makes is just really exciting.
Yes.
That's a good one. Awesome. All right. So I don't want to run out of time and forget. So Desiree, do we have any questions from our audience? If not, or if we get through those quickly, I do have other questions.
We do have a few. So a few people started speaking up in chat. I did want to say hello to Black Chivalrous Nerd. He was on the last 2 shows. Yay! So hello. And also people are saying they're so excited you two are here and they're having a great time listening to you. So, but.
Oh, just play solo games? Just how do I get my fix? Well, see, I have Gloomhaven, and I have Gloomhaven's little brother, Jaws of the Lion. Now, I will probably never get this lady over here to play, this beautiful, sweet lady over here to ever play those games. And Grant was like, no, I don't want to. So that's my fix, to play those type of games. And also, Imperial Assault, I have the app, so I can get my fix on that. Those solo games, I get that. And then also try to kill myself. I do Robinson Crusoe. So I can go on the island and die every day. I like those too. Yeah, I like that.
That's pretty awesome. Hey, Starla, what about you? Do you ever just get the urge to play a game that's something that the rest of your family doesn't want to play with you?
No, I don't get to play these games without Mik.
That's right.
He is the curator of this collection.
The curator.
And
I like that.
He's very possessive.
The curator.
So I really and truly, even if it's a game that I actually picked out myself, I don't get a chance to play that game unless he gets to play.
I'm the curator.
I think you need a shirt for that.
Yes, I do. It's gonna be right here. Curator.
No, honestly, I usually, if I really just want to play, I don't pull out a board game if I'm going to play by myself. Like I said previously, I'll play poker online. I'll play spades online, and I'll play word games. I like the little word games where you make words and stuff. Other than that, we play together. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do. And we love doing that. I love playing.
He'll drop everything to play.
This is my best friend right here, and I love playing with her.
He'll drop everything.
Now I probably get beat up half the time because she's a good player. Now let me tell you, she's a great player. Because we had a friend of ours named Chris Trimmer. He was one of the best gamers in Houston, and boy, we would always tell her, I would tell Starla, Chris coming over now, we can't beat him. He's hard to beat. Chris is good. And she's like, whatever. I said, Starla, I'm telling you, he's going to beat us now. Just chill out. So he came over to the house. That first time, he beat us. Starla said, all right, okay, all right. He came over again. Chris said, oh, yeah, I got these two. I got them. Starla whipped him. She whipped Chris. Chris was like, what? Chris was like, wait a minute. He was like, okay. All right, so Chris came back. And then Chris didn't even care about me. He attacked Starla first. And then ever since then, and then Starla go back with him. And I'm seeing these two titans go at it. Because I'm just in the corner just like, okay, they ignore me. I'm nobody, I'm nobody. And they just go back at it. So when I say all the things about, she's good and she is, I'm not no lightweight now. I'll put some down. But this one right here, I love her because she can play. And like when I say she goes to work, she goes to work. I love it. I love this right here. Woo, she go at it.
I do, as a woman in the industry, I really like that board games give us a really even playing field. I think sometimes people are surprised when I beat them. I'm sure, Starla, you've had the same experience. But this is a completely even playing field. Sometimes I'm going to beat my husband. Sometimes he's going to beat me. But it's not about gender at all. And it's kind of nice to just have something where you start out on the even playing field.
What I love about it, it's not about gender. It's not about race. It's not even about socioeconomic background. It's just about what you bring to the table, where you are in your mindset. How do you strategize? And it's up to you to figure out a way to strategize. And for me, it may take me a game or two to figure out how to beat somebody. But once I've played you a couple of times, I've got you figured out at that point. So it's just about, strategizing and seeing I think that's poker. Poker helped me learn how to do that.
You better bring your big boy pants on when you're coming. Bring your big boy pants.
Oh, one of these days when we're not all in quarantine, I would love to come and sit at your table and play a game with you. That sounds like a blast.
You're always welcome. Always welcome.
Always
welcome.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. I'll keep dreaming of that. That'll help me get through this.
Yeah.
Me too.
Awesome. So Desiree, any other questions?
Yes. So we have from Lisa, a little earlier in the show, said, what about, where is it? What about Railroad Tycoon? That's an economic game and it's cute.
We don't have that.
Well, I let me tell you, I've been putting my hands on Railroad Tycoon. I want to get it. And I'm thinking about it because I think she'll like it because it is cute. It got all these like dogs and cats and stuff, animals running it's cool.
Sounds good.
So yeah, I'm thinking about that. But I got to get approval. Now, listen, y'all, I got to get approval sometimes. I got to get approval now. Because that board game genie can get people in trouble.
Okay, so Starla, what's your favorite economic game? Because I love economic games too. They're some of my favorites.
Favorite economic game?
There's some really good ones out there.
Maybe it's no, that's city building, Suburbia.
It's economic.
It's economic. I love Suburbia. God, there's so many that I love.
I know. I'm like, what's back here? What would I like to play right now?
Yeah, let's see. No, I think I'm gonna go with Suburbia. That's one of my favorites thus far, and that's like one of the first games I ever picked out myself. So that's a special place in my heart. I love that game, and we just played it a couple of weeks ago. Yeah,
I got beat.
Yeah.
Yeah. My husband beats me on that one every time. He's so good at that.
No, I'm not. I'm just looking.
It's Castles. That's also a building. I love Castles of Mad King.
Yeah.
Oh, that game is so wonderful. I love that one too.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Now, Hey, did you like that one?
It's
okay.
We need to play it again.
Yeah, we do. We do. Yeah.
Have you played Arkwright?
No, we have not.
I haven't played that one either, but my husband loves it. It's just spreadsheet the game, he says, which he's very excited about.
Now we have smartphone. I want to try that. I think that's economic kind. I want to do smartphone.
We haven't tried that yet.
Yeah, we got to put that on the table. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to try that one too.
Yeah.
Cool. What other questions do we have, Desiree?
So let's see. From Chris, we have a question for both of you. What has been a game that you have enjoyed introducing to others?
Ticket to Ride.
Ticket to Ride and Splendor.
Yeah, Ticket to Ride and Splendor.
Yeah.
Those are our first choices. Those are our go-to because they're so easy to learn, and they're a lot of fun.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I have a friend who I know through dog training who has never played a game before, basically ever. She didn't grow up playing games, doesn't know anything about them. And as soon as we can actually sit down at a table together, I cannot wait to teach her some of these.
That's cool.
I had Ticket to Ride and Splendor in my bag ready to teach her when all of this happened. So someday soon.
Yep, someday soon.
That'll be good. Awesome. Okay, Desiree, what's next?
And then, so far that seems like that's it, but we did have a clarification from the question before about like playing games if they're not liked by the family. So they said, no, games like Scythe multiplayer, you mentioned that you play on Board Game Arena. So I guess they're asking if maybe what games you like to play on there, since you have to go there to play games that the family doesn't like.
Clans of Caledonia, I love that one. Potion Explosion, I love that one on there. But see, the one that I play a lot that we both love is Stone Age. I love Stone Age, and I play that a lot on there. And also, I've been playing
Keyflower too.
Keyflower, yeah, we both love that too.
Yeah,
and I play a lot of Keyflower a lot on that one too. Yeah, and I play against a lot of people, and I have fun with that. Yeah.
Oh, so my husband, I don't know why, but he got on this kick where he's playing Potion Explosion on the turn-based version, where he can play against people.
That's all I do is turn-based. That's all I do is turn-based.
I wonder if you've played him. He's played it like crazy. Like that's the only thing he's doing right now is just crazy about some Potion Explosion.
Well, if I don't, he needs to come on and let's play then. Let's play.
Oh, I'll set it up. Yeah,
let's play.
I think you two should have a playoff. That would be exciting.
That's no problem. Come on. I'll explode some potions. Let's do it.
Nice. That's pretty exciting. Oh, fun. Well, if that's all of those questions, I'm looking through my questions I had for you guys too. I feel like, here's one really last good one to kind of end on. So you've talked a lot about that you want people to play games. Pretty much anybody should come to the table and play games, especially families. So what's a positive effect that you as a family have seen?
Well, I think that we communicate better.
Yes.
And then also I feel that when there is tension in the house, that the games help relieve that tension, that we can get it all out on the table. But the communication, especially with our son, I believe is better after playing games.
Yes. After he kind of, kills half of us and survives.
And he gets joy out of that.
Survive.
So now
he gets joy out of that. Yeah.
The house is happy.
House is happy. When he eats all of me, and he happy. He happy.
As long as you're all still talking about it and laughing at the end.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. Because, I name my men, because I sent them to that crazy island. So I might as well name them. And I'm trying to get them out of there.
But I think it keeps us closer as a family. We don't ever want to lose touch with him as a teenager, getting bogged down into the video game world where he's in a room by himself and we don't talk to him. We pull him out of that. We stop screen time. We pull him to the table so he can play and interact with us. And that's something that we love to do, to interact as a family together.
I love that. That is a wonderful place to end my intense questioning of you. The only last thing is that I'm sure people really enjoyed this and would love to catch up with you later. So we're going to give all of our fans who are listening one more chance to enter our form. Don't forget the code word is family fun. Seems appropriate. We're giving away Fuse and Arboretum. And while they're thinking about that, please tell them where can they go and find you guys and watch more of your awesome videos that'll help them introduce games to their friends and family.
Okay, well, you can catch us on YouTube at Our Family Plays Games. You can catch us on Facebook at Our Family Plays Gram, Our Family Plays Games, on Twitter at @our_plays.
That's where we are.
Pretty much every single board game Facebook group that exists on the planet, I see at least Mik posting in there regularly, if not 5 or 6 times a day. So if you're part of our community at all, if you like board games, I would challenge you to go a day without seeing something from Our Family Plays Games, because you guys
I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad.
But also, too, you can catch us on the Dice Tower.
Yes, on the Dice Tower. Board Game Breakfast, and we're reviewing now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's a pretty big deal. That's super, super awesome. I'm really glad that you guys are hooked up with that. So very cool. Well, I cannot thank you two enough. Mik and Starla, you have been wonderful. Our Family Plays Games is just one of the best YouTube channels I've seen in a really long time. Your content.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We are so lucky to have had you on this week. Please, everybody, go check out their content. Sign up for our giveaway, and we will see everybody next week. So enjoy, have a wonderful weekend, and go play some games.
Go play games.
Everybody.
Go play games.